Hello and welcome to today's edition of Route 664, The Road to Human Kindness. I'm Les Winston and I'm the chairman and president of the Endow American Network Foundation. The Endow American Network Foundation's mission is to educate the public and advisors about the use of charitable devices to endow themselves and their favorite charities. This is a way that you can make a difference. Are you happy with the way things are? Are you happy with the way things are going in this country? If you're not, then you have the right and privilege to make a difference on your own. You can do things that will help you avoid taxes, help you increase the amount of your income in the future, and you can do all of that based on a governmental plan that was sanctioned in 1969 called Section 664. 664, those are numbers that I want you to remember as much as you know about 401ks or 529s. I want you to know about 664s. 664s are extremely powerful. They can be used for you to, when you're ready to sell an asset and you want to defer a capital gain, you can sell that asset, defer the capital gain. You can get a tax deduction. You can also create income. Those are the three things that are enabling you to use 664 to make your life more successful. You have that privilege. You have that power. You just have to create a 664 trust. You can create one or many, but those 664 trusts can be with you your entire lifetime. They can be used to build what we call social security. It sounds like Social Security for a reason. It's like Social Security. It's been blessed by the government because the government gave it to us in a section of the tax code, just the way that the government gave us Social Security. So it's a government plan. The Social Security plan says that you're going to endow yourself in the future. The government promises to endow you with income when you contribute money on a weekly basis out of your paycheck or on an annual basis when you file your tax return. You're going to give the government a portion of your income in the form of a Social Security payment. That payment goes to the trust or to the Social Security Administration, and they then distribute that to other people in the country to pay for their Social Security benefits. You are building your own endowment with the government's assistance. So when you reach the retirement age, whatever age you choose to retire, you're going to receive money from the government in the form of income. That's an endowment. That's an endowment that will last for the rest of your life. That endowment is paid for by your contributions out of your pay, out of your earnings, out of your annual income. That Social Security benefit, assuming that you have put in money for, let's say, 30 years, and over that 30 years you've put in thousands of dollars, that money is then determined, that's the amount of money that's determining what your income will be. When that income starts, it will be paid to you monthly for the rest of your life. That's how Social Security works. Interesting part about Social Security is that if you were to reach your retirement age and pass away the next day and you are not married and you have no children, you're going to have to give up all of that capital. All of the money that you put into that plan disappears into the government's ether. Now, they use it to pay other people. They use it to pay for whatever the government, the Social Security Administration determines that that money is going to be used for. But you don't have any control over that. You don't have any say as to where that money is going to be spent. Now let's talk about Social Security. Social Security is also a government program which you can invest in on an annual basis, where you can take part of your income each year and put it into a Social Security device. It's not as much an investment as it is a contribution. It's a contribution to your future and the future of a public organization that you feel is important and that serves the community the way that you think it should be served. That's the difference. At the end of your use of the income, when that income stops, you are the one that directs where that money goes that you've put in all those years. That's an advantage that you can take with you on a regular basis through the 664 Trust, and you can fund that with not only income but non-cash assets. So Social Security allows you to fund that benefit buy non-cash assets. What does that mean? It means that let's assume you've invested in a stock and that stock has increased in value, and you now want to liquidate that stock and then put it into some other device. When you liquidate the stock and you've had a capital gain, you have to pay tax on that. That means that the amount that's left that's going to go to your investment portfolio is going to be reduced by the taxes. If you do that using a 664 trust, you can gift that, you can contribute that stock to the 664 trust, and you as trustee of that trust can direct your stockbroker to sell that stock inside that trust. When you sell it inside that trust, you don't pay capital gains tax on that transaction. You defer that tax. You defer it until you start to take income. That means that more money is invested in that 664 trust than you would have been able to invest if you had paid tax. That's an advantage. That's one of the great advantages of Social Security over Social Security. A second advantage over Social Security is that when you make that transaction and you gift that stock, you contribute that stock to your 664 trust, the government gives you a tax deduction. That tax deduction is going to be based on your age, and it's going to be based on how you set up that trust. You can set up that trust to pay you income of at least 5%, all the way up to 50%, depending on how that trust is designed. Obviously, taking 50% a year is going to diminish that trust very quickly. But if you decide that you want to take 7% a year, for example, then you define that terminology inside your trust, and you say in your document that this trust is going to give me 7% of the value of everything that I put into this trust as income each year. That income, when you receive it, that will depend on how that income was earned as to how it's taxed. That's a little bit more in the weeds than I want to get at this point. It's what we call four-tier accounting, and it comes out in a series of different steps. I'll tell you that it comes out first as ordinary income, then capital gains, then non-taxable income, and then principal. The point is that all four of those can be paid out of your 664 trust as you see fit on an annual basis. You have some control over that. You can use various devices inside the 664 trust to allow you to control how that money gets distributed and when it gets distributed to you in the form of income. There's a lot of different forms of 664 trust. There is the entire array of choices as to how to design a 664 trust, but your advisor needs to help you with that. So if you want to learn more about 664 trust, go to your advisors and ask them to tell you about how a 664 trust may be of service to you and why you should have a 664 trust as one of your primary documents. That's one of the primary things that we think every affluent individual, every individual who's earning income and has some savings should have a 664 trust, in addition to a will, a revocable trust, a durable power of attorney, a living will, and a surrogate health statement. In addition to those things, you need to have a 664 trust. And you need that because when you are successful in an investment and you want to defer taxes on that investment and get a tax deduction while you are investing that money for income, 664 trust is one of the most powerful tools available. It's one of the Social Security devices, and they're very important today because you need to find a way to make your retirement easier. There was an article in the paper that I read recently. It said that fewer workers now think they'll hit their retirement objectives, their retirement nest egg. And the reason for that is because it's more difficult to put money aside. And you're subject to your own issues. You can start to attack that in the event that you need the use of that money now for some event that's occurred because something out of your control, like COVID. You can attack your own retirement plan, and that's a problem because it stops the growth from occurring the way that it was intended. So it's very important that you have that. And why is it important to have income for a long time? Because longevity is an issue. Longevity is something that is being talked about more and more. More people are living to age 100, more people are living beyond age 100. But they're doing that because they're healthy and because they've done things to help themselves reach longevity. One of our favorite sponsors, one of our great sources of information is the transformative organization that can transform you into a long-lived individual. We're going to hear from them now. My guest is Dr. Luis Martinez. He is the medical director of a very interesting organization, Rebuilding Bodies, right?
Yeah, it's basically about looking for ways to restore function, fight aging, and just bring back health and wellness for patients. Not surgical approaches, minimally invasive. We use multiple different treatment approaches, hormone replacement therapy, intravenous nutrition, peptide therapeutics, xenotherapeutics, xenolytics, nutraceuticals, and stem cells processes help turn back the clock and just make patients feel better. I think we're doing a lot of really great advances in longevity medicine. The clinic is called Body Rejuvenation. I mean, I think the name might be a little misleading because it's not only aesthetics. We do a lot of things internally to address cellular aging and really turn back the clock. So it's a combination of things that we do here. We do body contouring too. So we definitely do that aesthetic external approach. But again, we always try to combine it for maximum results.
Body Rejuvenation, helping you live a long and healthy life in Hallandale, Florida. BodyRejuvenationMD.com.
There we go. It's about healing and repair. So definitely internal, external, it goes hand in hand.
Hey folks, it's Charity here. 664 equals endowment squared. That means income for you, benefits for all. It's a way to help make the world a better place while making sure everyone is treated fairly. Join us at socialsecurity.org.
Longevity Clinic, they're fantastic people. They've done quite a bit of work in the community to make people look and feel better and live longer. I'm joined now by my co-host, Wanda.
Hey there,
How are
friend.
you? Nice to see you.
It's good to be seen.
Yes. So what's going on?
It's been raining a lot here in good old Florida. I feel like I've just come out of the swamp, for lack of a better word.
Okay.
But it's been swimming out, so it's nice and sunny here today. It's pleasant to be out.
Yeah.
So what's going on in?
Well, we were talking a little bit about retirement. We were talking about 664, my CAP designation, Chartered Advisor in Philanthropy designation. These are advisors that you probably want to pay attention to because they're the ones that are more educated than others about how to use the devices we were talking about, the 664 Trust, how they can create a trust for you. So check them out on our website at socialsecharity.org, socialsecharity.org, and find an advisor on that website.
Yep.
Those advisors know what they're doing.
It's super convenient that your cap is so easily a cap.
Yes.
It's just, that's magic right there. That's
Yes.
marketing.
Somebody said, what is that on your head? I said, it's a cap. Yes, I know it's a cap, but what does it mean?
What
It's a
exactly?
cap.
Ask me what a cap is.
Yeah, who's on first?
That's nice.
So I don't know, we're talking about longevity. We were
Good,
talking a little
good,
about the fact that people are having trouble getting their retirement nest egg fully funded.
Well,
and the way
people are
things
living longer. I think that's part of the fun of the battle. It's a challenge that we'll welcome. And as the good doctor at the clinic says, 120, you think so? Or is that your age?
Not my age right now, but
No, the age
I'd like
you're...
to get there.
I know, but you've projected your age past 100 for sure. I
Yeah.
think you've got it well
Okay.
intended. And I figure 107 is good for me. I feel like I might be done by
Okay.
then. But who knows?
But you need to have support.
Yeah.
One of the reasons, there are 3 reasons why they say people die psychologically, and this is not a happy thought, but
Boredom?
they run out of family and friends, they run out of purpose, which is boredom, and they
Yeah.
run out of money. And some people actually schedule themselves to, when they run out of money, that they're going to be gone.
Oh,
So what we want you to do is we want you to be well funded. We want you to do what the government intended, which was to make your life more certain, have more what we call peace through prosperity. We think it's a very important aspect of what we're doing because if people feel like they're comfortable and they have what they need to live on and they're not under duress and under stress, they're happier. And that's what the Road to Human Kindness is all about. When you have happy people, there's more kindness in the world. And peace through prosperity, because if people are prosperous, they feel that they're doing well, they're going to be peaceful. They're not going to want to take other people's stuff, you know? So
Yes.
it's a good thing. Peace through prosperity.
hey, prosperity through peace. We'll do it either way too.
not bad.
I like it.
And also,
We got you
the other
covered.
side of the coin was we decided a while ago that if you use 664 gives you more. It takes away some of the costs to government. It makes your life easier because you're paying less tax. And we think also that it leads to a peaceful world. So we used to say 664, not war. So you got 664, not war, and peace through prosperity. And those are big things. We are a national organization that's designed to help people use charitable devices. We want to teach them how to use charitable devices. We want them to go to their advisors and have their advisors understand how to use these devices, just like they know how to do 401ks and 529s and 1031 exchanges and 1035 exchanges. We need the advisors to know how to do 664. And you need to go to your advisor and ask them about it, and then they will find out about it if they don't know about it. So we're going to trick them into learning. So.
And AI can't do it just yet, anyway.
Yeah, have you put 664 into AI, and what do you come up with?
With ChatGPT,
Yes.
the AI is AI all over the place. There's no particular AI.
Right. But does it come
Or
up with
is
a
there?
definition of it in a way that makes sense?
Well, I'm not sure. You would probably have to look at it and put it in there to check it out.
Yeah. So,
But I wonder, for now, the difference is the personality that a real live advisor as opposed to it's not there yet. And I don't think it could be there because it would take the whole person,
yeah, I don't think they're going to be able. You're not going to be able to use AI to be able to do what we're talking about. You can learn about it through AI. Maybe it'll give you some description, but I don't think it's going to define it for you the way that an advisor can do that. And the other thing about an advisor is the stewardship. Remember that you're creating a device, you're creating a charitable device that's going to be with you your entire lifetime, which you are then going to direct into the community when you're gone. And that's something that requires stewardship. It requires somebody to help you and guide you as to how you want to do the charitable work that you're talking about. How do you want to be a philanthropist? How is your philanthropy going to be generated? How is it going to be controlled? How is it going to work going forward? One of the things that's also available through the Endow American Network Foundation is our donor-advised funds. And our donor-advised funds are very long-lived. They will pass, we allow them to pass from generation to generation through what we call successor and co-successor advisors. They're donor advisors that will advise the fund that you create with your 664 into the future. So it's something that, what we're really talking about is legacy. You're going to create a legacy for yourself, and it's very important. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I have checked with ChatGPT, and
Yes.
as of my last knowledge update in September 2021, this is my ChatGPT voice.
Okay.
I am not aware of a specific 664 tax code.
There you go.
Holy smokes! They're not ready for us yet.
No.
Tax codes can vary by country and jurisdiction, and new codes may have been introduced or updated since then. 2021? Wrong.
Okay, so here you go. If you really want all the information and you really want to know how to do this properly, you need to talk to a live advisor. And live advisors can be found on, as I said, the Social Security website, but ask your own advisor first. Ask your CPA, your attorney, your financial planner, your life insurance agent, your real estate broker.
Ooh.
Ask them what they know about the 664 trust.
And the ChatGPT goes on to say, to get accurate and up-to-date information about the 664 tax code, I recommend reaching out to a tax professional.
There you go.
There it is.
Okay.
Checking with your local tax authority or referring to the most recent tax regulations or Les Winston would be your best bet.
Thanks. I didn't want that commercial in there, but that's okay.
Wow.
You do know that I am a CAP. That's all you need to know. I am here, however,
case you
representing the
forget.
Endow American Network Foundation. And as the president of that foundation, my objective is to get more advisors and the public aware of what it's all about. And one of the other categories of people that need to know about how this works are the charities. The nonprofit organizations in this community need to know that 664 is available too. They probably know that it's available, but they don't know how to get it to work in their situation. And so Endow American Network Foundation is here to work with any nonprofit organization to help that nonprofit organization use 664 to their benefit and to the benefit of their donors. And that's really important because it is not only about the charity, but it's also about the donor. And if the charity can help the donor endow themselves by creating a 664 trust or using a pooled income fund or using a charitable gift annuity, those are the other forms of social charity, then everybody wins. And it's a great win-win-win situation. Even the government wins. And when I say the government wins, they win even though you're getting a tax deduction and you're avoiding paying tax. The government wins because ultimately that money that you're working with, that you're using to give you an endowed income, that is eventually going to endow some nonprofit in the community. And that nonprofit right now probably relies somewhat heavily on government for support. This is all about moving that, changing that, creating a quantum change in the way things are done, in the sense that government should not be supporting and should not be in the business of supporting non-governmental organizations. It's kind of an oxymoron. And we don't think that that's helpful in any way to the future of the country. So our objective is to remove government from supporting nonprofit organizations and make that nonprofit organization well supported by the people in the community itself. And they do that using 664. Now, this is not going to happen overnight. We understand that. 664, you need to know 664. You need to know the number 664. You need to know that it's valuable. You need to know that your advisor should be aware of how to use them when the situations arise. If you create a 664 trust, you can hold it until a situation arises. You don't have to pay anything into it. You don't have to continue to support it until you have a situation where you want to put something into that trust. And what you can put into that trust is appreciated assets. You can put in appreciated stock. If you own real estate and you're going to sell your real estate and you don't want to pay capital gains tax and you want to get a tax deduction, you can use real estate. You can use closely held corporate stock. Even small corporations can utilize this. If you have accumulated earnings that you're having difficulty removing from a C corporation because you don't want to pay another tax, you can use that accumulated earnings to be able to create a 664 contribution for your future endowment. That's really important because you don't pay tax in that transaction and you get a tax deduction. Think about the power of that. The government was very smart when they gave us this. They said, people need to increase the amount of charitable wealth in the country, and we're going to give them lower tax, we're going to give them tax relief and lower taxes to pay while they're alive. That's the bargain that they made in 1969. Unfortunately, everybody doesn't know about that. So you need to be ahead of the curve. You need to be smart about how you do your personal financial planning. So ChatGPT doesn't work.
Yeah, not really.
Not really.
Not for us, for our needs.
But it tells you to go to an advisor.
It does.
So
it does.
That's a good thing.
That is good.
That's a good thing.
I say take charity out of the hands of the government. Give her back to the people.
Yes. And
Give charity back to the people.
Charity is a powerful person. Yeah.
All right. Is that enough of us?
Yeah. Do we have a charity clip? Or we have a charity
Are we
adventure?
done for the day? We've got 5 minutes.
We've got best-selling authors.
You are going to start to uncover all the layers that are covering your genius.
And some of the world's top leadership experts.
We have structured a mastermind program that is very unusual and it is very powerful.
Robin Sharma at noon.
Your creativity will soar, your productivity will be epic, your impact will be legendary, you will be the best in the business, and you will not only achieve remarkable things, but you're going to feel sunsets. You'll feel a connection to people. You'll feel for what's going on in the world, and that will make you a world changer in your own unique way.
Robin Sharma at noon at 4 p.m.
It's a
Blaine Bartlett.
exploration of what it takes to be a highly effective leader in today's fast-changing environment.
Best-selling author, executive, and leadership coach.
And if you've been liking what you've been listening to on these Soul of Business podcasts, how does one become a leader that can keep connection to the soul of business?
Blaine Bartlett at 4 p.m.
Look forward to seeing you there.
At Route664.org. This is Route 664 Radio.
Hey, so
Speaking of
tell me a
radio.
little bit, yeah, what's going on with the radio station? Wanda's our
We have moved
Residents.
Classy Sunday. I was
Yeah,
concerned
okay.
that I don't think enough people are enjoying Classy Sunday. And
Okay.
I asked Mike, and he said sometimes people are on their way to church on a Sunday morning when we're normally airing Classy Sunday, which has been. Nope, I can't even confuse you anymore. Classy Sunday now, 7 p.m. on Sunday evenings. It'll help you get to bed in a nice little
Okay.
happy place. And
Mike Paxton is good.
he is good. He knows his stuff. I enjoy it just learning.
When is Les Haber on now?
And Les is-
Just Jazz.
The Just Jazz brunch will still be on at 11 to about 1. We'll have DJ Steve with the Soulful Sessions, Soulful Sundays. Yes.
Okay. And
Soulful
then-
Sounds.
And now we have
Sessions.
an app, right?
And that's
Tell
at
us a
2
little
o'clock
bit
on Sunday. I'm sorry. It's house music on Sundays from 2 to about 5 o'clock, 3 hours of that. Great dancing music. I say it's great cleaning. If you got to clean the house, if you got to get it done, that's the time to do it because it gets you moving and gets those endorphins jumping around and gets the body moving.
What happens?
So,
What happens during the week?
during the week, we've got lots of more or less.
More or less.
More or less. And at the top of the hour, all of our interviews that are fantastic from, wow, we'll go back about a year or so. Some of these are from the archives, but they're all timely and it's about all the information you need. If you want to be a volunteer philanthropist, we talk to philanthropist, nonprofit, folks from nonprofits doing great work around the country. Executive directors are key to keeping this society running and the nonprofit world running, and we get to hear a lot from them. Everyone and kids. I love talking to the youths
Yes.
growing up and things that they're doing.
We had some
in
really
their
we had some really good. Is there any young people being interviewed this week?
I think we do have Michael Paredes on. I think I'm saying that right.
Mhm.
He's on this week. I'm not sure what time. You can check the schedule. That's on Facebook, our Facebook page, also on our Instagram page, and visit the website, socialsecurity.org. And if you want to hear great music, get those dopamine, endorphins, and
Happiness.
happy chemicals. That's what we'll call them, the happy chemicals. Get those rushing through your body. Visit us at route664.org.
Okay. And if you want, you can. There's an app now. You can put it on your phone, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
can always get to
There's
it.
an app.
It's is it on Apple
Roots-
and on Android?
It may. I'm not sure about on Apple just yet. I got to check on that. Hopefully by the end of the week. But definitely available on Android or available. You can access it through Live 365, which is our platform, Live 365, and find us at Route 664 Radio. Just Google Route 664 Radio, and boom, you'll find all sorts of stuff, fun
Okay.
stuff.
And you can, as I say, all week there are replays of interviews that we've done, and those interviews are meant to educate you about how 664 works, and also educate you about people who have created their own nonprofit organizations, created their nonprofit organization for ballet, or to like we interviewed Linda DeShane last week.
Love the
and
arts.
we also, the arts are really important, but we also have people who have been in trying to educate young people about financial literacy.
Mark Perna.
He's been very good. And then we have folks like Mark Weber. Mark Weber wrote books for advisors to help them help their people do 664 and charitable trust planning and social charity planning. It's all the same thing. It's all designed to create an endowment for you, and then an endowment that you leave behind, and so you create a legacy. You can also pass income on to your children, to your grandchildren. The income using some of these devices can be passed on multiple generations. It depends on what your situation is. And as I always talk about, it depends on where you are in the game. It's like canasta. So you need to know where you are, and the people that can help you know where you are your advisors. So go to your advisors and talk to them about 664 trusts. Tell them that you want a 664 in your life. It's a really important thing. Sometimes it's better than a wife, because you can do more with a 664 as far as your finances are concerned, and you can build something that will give you income. That was just a joke. But 664,
Somebody's laughing somewhere.
Yeah, 664 is the thing you need to know about. So we got one more shot that we want you to, one more piece of information about our station, the radio station.
Oh, we're just full of information today.
Yeah.
We've just, tell you more about the radio station or just how to visit us. Please come visit us. Enjoy yourself. And don't forget, there's opportunities to improve yourself as well. At noon, it is Robin Sharma, 4 o'clock, Lane Bartlett. These are really executive business leaders with soul, a purpose. They give you a purpose when you go to work. You may never stop working. Isn't that fun? Okay,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's good stuff.
All right, we'll talk to you next week.
Take advantage of it. We'll see you next week.
Hey folks, it's Charity here. 664 equals endowment squared. That means income for you, benefits for all. It's a way to help make the world a better place while making sure everyone is treated fairly. Join us at socialsocharity.org.